Hello, everybody. Welcome to our team call. What is today? The 21st of January? When there's no school, I don't know what the heck the date is today. So I've got a 5-part event for us this evening. First, I have some shout outs and recognition. I have a couple of just reminders from corporate, which I know you all know because you're on top of things. I have a little mini training on what I see as the word of the year for the team, and you can adopt it if you'd like, which would be cool. And 4 elements of that I think would be good. And then I'll do the memory jogger with you guys. I have a memory jogger document. It's extensive. It's 66 pages long that I'm going to load into Tribe after the call when I load in the video. So you can go in if you miss anything and you can go through it. It's Eric Worre's memory jogger training. And I'll also make sure you guys see the Coach Jimmy memory jogger, which I've done on the team call like last year or the year before. And it was really good. It's fast. It's 12 minutes, a YouTube video, and he just like yells at you. That's kind of what I plan on doing tonight. But this so you can go back at your own pace. And Eric Worre also has a document or has like workbook pages attached on how to incrementize your list. So we'll talk about that as it gets to it. And then a quick little action item because we always have to send an invite or a conversation before we exit the call. So here we go. So for my shout outs, Success Club points, Jacqueline and Melissa. You both have 4 Success Club points. Nice job. Leslie and Mike have 2 Success Club points. Nice job. And Teresa is kicking major butt. I don't know what your Success Club totals are because I can't see that. What are you up to now?
I think 16 as of today.
What? Crazy. But it has to do with my word of the month or of the year, but I just everything I have to say about you because it's fabulous. And Nicole is co-running my group with me as always, and she's doing a great job. So just some little shout outs there for everybody. Now from a corporate and Beachbody stuff. Number 1, Team Cup. Make sure you register. If you haven't registered, get yourselves registered. The Team Cup Big Prize is going to give us access to the Morning Meltdown 100 exclusive coach test group, like the pre-launch test group, which is a really, really neat prize. It's a really nice opportunity for us, and there's no reason that anybody on this call, regardless of what team we all ended up on, can't do successfully through Team Cup. So make sure that you get yourselves registered. Team Diva Cups is registered and ready to fill our cups and everyone else's with all the goodness. So that shall be fun. Transform 20, the exclusive coach test group, as everyone has probably seen, is very different than Joel's. It's very different than Autumn's. But his little 20 seconds of motivation are awesome. And if you did not yet get to watch his video from yesterday, it was long, but it's really worth it. He's just such a really neat guy, and it'll give you plenty of nuggets that you can steal and share with your challengers. So keep that in mind. Oh, Kellen's crying upstairs. And lastly that I wanted to talk about is Summit. Remember that this month is the Summit promo. So if you recommend somebody who registers for Summit, if they list you as the referral coach, then you get access into the workout with Jericho, the private workout with Jericho, which is like the one we all earned with Joel last year. It's also a great chance for you then to encourage that person to encourage someone else to apply for Summit or register for Summit, and then they can join you in that workout. So Nicole just registered for Summit and put me as her referral, and then she registered Bruce for Summit and he put her as the referral. So she and I can both do the workout. So see a way that you can make that happen. It could help get your coaches there. Jackie needs 2 more months in Success Club, and she's like 5 seconds away from hitting that this month, where she'll get her free Summit ticket, but still worth registering if I do say so myself, Jackie. It's a grand old time. And also, if you are going to Summit, I don't know if anyone's done their hotel rooms besides Leslie right now. The hotel room blocks are closed off it looks scary, but I think they just haven't really opened up most of the blocks. So today I pre-registered, I reserved myself a room, no hotel in particular, but once the blocks come available, I'll automatically be getting a room and I'll get to select my hotel then. But at least I'm in. It didn't cost any money. I did have to put my credit card down. So once a room comes available, it's going to give me one and I'll have to pay for it. But just something to consider if you are going to Summit, to consider grouping up for that. Okay, so now for the word of the year. And I feel like I snagged this idea in kind of accidentally from when Teresa and Leslie were sharing the My Intent quiz, which I thought was great. And Nicole and I shared that with our challengers. We are also going to be sending anybody who completes Transform 20 a My Intent bracelet with their word on it as a little nice job. Congratulations to them. And so I was just laying in bed with Kellen actually before this, even though he's screaming and not sleeping, and thinking all day and all week, actually, I've been trying to think of like, what's the word of the year? What's the theme for Tribe Redefine for 2019? 2018, it was all Coach of One and Green Light Go. And I still believe in those two things, but I wanted something to kind of revive it, to redefine it. And I decided that for me, the word that I see for all of us and what's successful, and the reason I mentioned Teresa earlier, is intention. And I see intention happening in 4 ways. Number 1, I believe we need to act with intention. Number 2, we need to serve with intention. Number 3, we need to build with intention. And number 4, you need to be you with intention. And I want to explain how I kind of see each of these. And I scribbled them on a, what is this called? An origami piece of paper, because it's all I could find in Kellen's bedroom while I was coming up with this concept 10 minutes ago. So anyway, but it's good. It's good. Okay. This is the English teacher and me working at the last hour. This is what I come up with my stuff. So to act with intention, this really is about planning and scheduling. And when you plan, when you have an idea of tomorrow I'm doing a power hour at this time, or next month I'm running a challenge group that starts this date, or this night we are having a coach sneak peek. When you do that, you can schedule out the rest of your posts. Not like literally, I mean, I am not a big fan of the third party, like scheduling your posts and forgetting that your Instagram exists, being in the moment. But you can schedule out all of the action items that need to happen to lead up to those events for them to be successful. And what I also really love is then thematically creating my content. So if you notice, I've done this for a long time. When Nicole and I have a certain idea for a group and the goal of that group is, it's like self-care, whatever the topic is, my quotes and posts all relate to that in some way, shape, or form leading up to it. And when you can look at things thematically, you're guiding your customers through your process without them even realizing it. And you're constantly inviting them and constantly dropping little carrots of insight, little subliminal messages, if you will, that lead them in that direction. And then you can really call people out on it and be like, hey, Jenna, I see you've, commented on all of my posts that had to do with self-care. Why haven't you talked to me about my self-care group I'm running next month? And it really gives you a nice lead. But planning, scheduling, creating themes is a really great way to act with intention. And then you don't sit there in the morning and be like, what am I going to post today? And like whatever happens. Really kind of thinking about that. The second, to serve with intention. Personalizing our connections is huge. It's really huge. Copying and pasting, and Bob Heilig talked about this today, it's really a thing of the past and people read right through it. I can tell when I get copy and paste messages. A couple things here and there, like they say in all the power hours, but you're still personalizing it and you're taking a look at the people's feed. You're giving them love when they give you love, really personalizing those connections. And I also see serving with intention going into our challenge groups and taking it beyond the challenge groups. I started a messenger thread with my girls that are just doing Transform 20 separate from the challenge group. And they are really interacting with each other a lot more, doing things like having our workout links and inviting them to events like our vision boarding night and meal prepping events and different things that serve people and have a purpose behind them, it's just going to make everyone feel like they're already a part of our tribe and like you really truly do care and you're not just trying to sell them. And really consider this personalized connection when we do our memory jogger activity. And I'm going to tell you the 5 ways that Eric Worre suggests we set up these lists when it's all said and done. And there's 3 ways that I set mine up because 5 is too many for me. Pick something along those lines that you can connect with people with intention and really serve them with intention when you see, the person and the relationship that is potentially there between you and that person. The third one, to build with intention, first off, and these seem unrelated, but in my head, they're very much related. Get to know the Coach Online office, get to know the FAQs, know your stuff. And I have to give Jackie a real shout out here because she has taken the bull by the horns and really understands things. And when she comes to me with a question, I can tell she's done her research. Don't shake your head. It's the truth. Like, she has ideas as to the direction she's going in and she's helping customers and she asks me questions, but she knows the kind of questions that she's asking. And I remember someone mentioned this on a call a while back and it was the funniest thing ever. Let's not be assholes. I think that was like the funniest thing ever. Don't be an asshole. If an FAQ could answer it, look it up in the FAQ. It's just as much time to look it up in the FAQ as it is to send a question in Tribe, accountability thread, and to text somebody else and to like waste a bunch of time like asking everyone else for the answers. Knowing your stuff allows you to build with intention and allows you to take ownership of your business. Ask the questions when you can't, like, I'm in the car, someone help me out, I'm driving, here's my voice memo with this question, and we're happy to come to your aid. But it's very important that we know Coach Office, that we know the dates for things, that we know what's happening so that when our customers have those questions, we can answer them, or at least we know how to find it really quickly. So get comfortable with that. And the second part of building with intention is tracking. You have to track. Use the Success Club system that they sent us. I put mine in a binder. Teresa's got her spiral notebook. One thing that I really like that I got this idea from Teresa as well is in the front of my binder, I have a calendar for each month. So far, space for me to keep some notes, but I'm keeping track of my Instagram following and followers on that calendar. And it's giving me real purpose and a real vision of growth. And then after that, I've got my Success Club charts that I have. And then some pages for where I'm going to keep my lists that we're going to create today. But tracking, using Google Streak or using Google Drive or whatever, but come up with a system to track. I love on Instagram, Micah Folsom talks about doing collections, and I've started doing that with people that I really, really want to focus on. If I really like someone's stuff or we're in a good conversation, I'll just save one of their posts to my collection, and I can go through my collection and remember who it is I'm talking about. And on Facebook, using those Facebook lists, I have a coach list and a customer prospect list, and it just helps my news feed stay truncated. But building with intention, take ownership. Don't just like scroll through your messenger thread and hope you'll remember who to talk to. Really, really focus and use your calendar for reminders. If someone's like, check back with me next week, within 2 seconds, I've set up a calendar reminder to go off with a notification to talk to that person in that week. And it's how I got most of my Success Club points in December was from people who had said, talk to me next month, talk to me at the end of the month. And I did. And they were like, oop, you're on it. Sure I am. And let's roll. So really, really take ownership, build with intention. It doesn't happen by accident. And when you're building with intention and keeping these conversations and keeping people, and if you're acting with intention and serving with intention, that's when you're going to get those random people that you talked to 2 years ago messaging you being like, hey, you still doing that? I think I really want to try it. Or I saw you did the refresh 2 weeks ago. What was that like? I want to buy it. But it doesn't happen on its own. It happens because of these other steps when people start coming to us as well. And finally, be you with intention. You are not me. You are not Leslie. You are not Melissa or Mindy or Teresa or Jackie or anyone else. You are completely you. So when you see that Leslie's hysterical with her filters, if that's going to work for you, fine. But if it's not going to work for you, don't do it, right? Don't do it. If you see, Mindy sharing things about her classroom, but you're not comfortable sharing things about your work life, then don't do it. You've got to do what works for you. There is no recipe that works for everybody. And just like they say with these fitness programs, they all work, but the one that's going to work is the one that works for you. And, Nicole, my BFF in this business, loves freaking Lift 4. And I love me some Joel, but that program just didn't work for me. It just isn't for me. It just didn't work for me. She loves it and is doing it for like 100th time in a row and between every program. Great. And that's the same reason why our posts aren't the same. And that's the same reason why the way we are in video isn't the same. Because if I was trying to be her and she was trying to be me, it would never work. So just be you with intention. Know who you're speaking to. And that person you're speaking to on the other end of the computer, on the other end of a phone, is you before you joined. It's you last week when you were feeling really crappy. It's you when you woke up this morning and didn't want to push play. It's you when you want to hit snooze for the 80th time, or you hear your baby upstairs crying, or a cat is walking across your face. That's who you're talking to. And that's who you should be. You shouldn't be me. You shouldn't be anybody else. You shouldn't be one of the top coaches, because you'll never be a top coach if you're trying to be them. You have to be you. So be you with intention. Throw a comparison out to the side and, just own everything. So intention, that's my goal. So to do that, let's memory jog. Let's jog our memories up, ladies. So get some paper and a pen. I see a lot of you have that. I'm going to scoot you over to the side here so that I can open up my jogger. So got it on my screen. Now I'm going to go semi-fast, and as I said, I'm going to be sharing this document so you don't have to worry if I go too fast. There's a couple of steps that Eric Worre suggests for the memory jogger. First thing is, do not judge yourself for the names you're writing down. Just like we shouldn't make a decision for someone whether we should invite them or not. They're never going to say yes. You never know, so just write down any freaking name. It says on here, if they're a negative person, put them on your list. If you hate them, put them on your list. If they are your best friend, put them on your list. If you're involved in network marketing, or if they're involved in network marketing, put them on your list first. If they're 98 years old, put them on your list. If they're 18 years old, put them on your list. Just who cares? Judge your list later. You'll spend too much energy and waste too much time if you're like, not him, not him, not him. Where'd my good pen go? I got my good pen. Okay. Step 2, after we make our lists, we're going to separate them. And then step 3 is we got to constantly be expanding. And Phoebe's butt is going to be the perfect way for us to do this. Now, the 5 ways that Eric Worre divides his list, and I'll remind you of this at the end. He's got his hot candidate list, which is like his warm market. He's got the people he wants to lead with the product first. So these are kind of colder market people who are following us for like the solutions we have. He has the third way he divides them up is direct approach candidate. Like these are the no BS people, kind of the big scary people, balls to the walls, just like lay it on out there because a relationship's going to be hard to build anyway. Fourth is the indirect approach, the fragile people in our lives. Like we need to kind of like warm into them. And then the super indirect approach, people you know nothing about, really can't really tell what they're like, and you're just going to start making inroads wherever you can. I like to just keep mine pretty simple. After my list is made, I'm going to go through and I'm going to be like coach prospect, customer prospect, or lead prospect, meaning this person could give me a referral because I probably don't see them following me into this business or into fitness. Those are the 3 ways I'm just going to divide my list, but those are his 5. So are we ready? I'm going to go rapid fire here. And even if this person's a customer already, you're going to write them down because if they're not a coach yet, write them down.
Can you say yours again one more time, Pam?
Sure, yeah, and I'll say it at the end. At the very end, okay. Don't do it now, but okay. When the list is done, what we're going to have to do on our own time is I'll divide into people who are coach prospects, customer prospects, or leads, like referrals, people who I doubt will be either of those things for me, but maybe they could give me a referral. All right, here we go. Are you ready? Rapid fire. Your mom and dad. Your in-laws. Your grandparents. Your children. Write them down. Lakety Beach, bars, and Daily Sunshine. Brothers and sisters. And in-laws. Aunts and uncles. I could be here all day if I was going to write those. Cousins. Now, the next set is lists you already have. So I want you to write down the title of these lists, and then when you have time, go in and get them. So you're going to look at the contacts on your phone. You're going to look at your email contacts. You're going to look at your Christmas card list. That's a good one. You're going to look at birthday and wedding invite lists, if you still have those around. Next, you're going to go take a peek at your Facebook friends list. You're going to look at your Instagram list. Lacey, stop. Hey, my dog. She has anxiety. Hey, Lacey. Hey, stop it. Sorry. She's licking her paw crazily. All right. So take a peek at those lists. You're going to curate from those lists another time. All right, here we go. Now write down your neighbors. Your best friend. Your good friends. Your church friends. I have to say this one because it's funny. Your dancing class associates. That's how it's worded on here. So you better write those down. My friend owns a dance studio, so I'm writing her down because, you know. Your camping friends. Your fantasy football league friends. Your karate class buddies. Seriously, the karate instructor is about to kick me out because I have almost every single mom there as a client now, including the karate owner. He is also a client of mine. 2 of them, actually. Your workout friends. If you've written those down, you better write those down. All right, now it's going to get kind of weird, but you got to think. And this sounds very strange, okay? Auto mechanic. Do you know an auto mechanic? Do you know an accountant? A banker? Babysitter? Do you know a car dealer? Write down your dentist and your kid's dentist. Write down your doctor. Your OB. Chiropractor. Therapist. Your dry cleaner. Your housekeeper. Your hairstylist. Your insurance agent. That's my brother. Lawyer. Pharmacist. Real estate agent. Travel agent. Bus driver. Write down the names of your kids' friends' parents. Why is that so far in the list? Like, that should have been higher in the list. That should have been above my accountant. I don't know. Mailman. Oops, I actually wrote down mailman. Dave is his name. His name is Dave. Pet groomer. Any photographer you know. They're actually a really great resource. Do you know any makeup artists? Like those that do weddings? It would be really cool to come up with like a little deal, like they pass on your name whenever they get a new bride in a non, hey bride, get fit way. But you know what I mean? Think of any former coworkers you have. Any former teachers you're still in contact with. People you grew up with. Now I'm going to give you, there's so many of these chunks, but I like this one section. It's coming up with a person with the following characteristics. Okay. So give yourself a new sheet of paper because this is like, it's going to take us a little bit more time. Once you go through this list, then I'll leave you alone. I'll give you your action item and you can do the rest of this list by yourself. But think about people who have one of these characteristics, each characteristic. Okay. Someone who's actively looking for a part-time job. Who's the person you know who's the most ambitious? Who's the person you know who's the most enthusiastic? And you can't put me. Sorry. Person you know who's already an entrepreneur. Who do you know that's the most caring person that you know? Who do you know that's a champion? Who do you know that's fun and friendly? Hi, guys. Who do you know that's goal-oriented? Who do you know that, oh, I lost my spot, a natural leader? Someone that is organized? Oh, thanks. Definitely not me. Who's a positive thinker? Who is self-motivated? Who's a single mom or dad? One sec, buddy. Who is a team player? Who do you know that doesn't like their job? Anybody you know who's been in network marketing before? Oh my gosh. I was blanking on my coworker's name. Make me nuts. Hold on, buddy. who has a computer and internet skill, who has a dangerous job. If you know that person, rescue them immediately. Someone with a great smile.
Me?
And you can't put Paxton. He said maybe. You can't put him. He's too young.
Me.
Can't put Caden. She's too young.
Put Kellen.
Shh.
Put you.
Has to pay down their credit card debt. Who has public speaking skills. Anyone who just got married. The heck is her name?
Whose name?
The girl I work with.
I don't know.
I know. Just thinking out loud. Who just graduated from college. Somebody, I know I wrote him down already, who just had a baby. Someone who just quit their job or is out of work. Someone who loves a challenge. Someone who likes to learn new things. And we'll stop with, who you like the most. Did you just say mommy 3 times on purpose? Okay, hold on. All right, so there's so many more things that you can do. I mean, the list building goes on for 5 more pages. So I'm going to share this with you, but at least you've got some names down. So what I really would suggest you do is take the rest of this week and give yourself 10 minutes every night and just continue going through the memory jogger. And then this coming weekend, go through it and organize your list. Pull out if you want to do his 5 organization process, if that works for your brain, it's your hot candidate list, your lead with the product list, your direct approach list, your indirect approach list, and your super indirect approach list. Or if you want to keep it simplified, especially for Team Cup, I like just going, as Leslie would say, balls to the walls. I'm going to have my coach prospects list, my customer prospects list, and my lead list, like who I think could give me a referral. And I'm going to spend 10 minutes every night going through this memory jogger, adding to this list. I didn't get nearly as many because I was saying things out loud, but I got a good number. And then those are the people you're going to work through for Team Cup. It's really going to be beneficial and beyond, but it'll be a really nice way to go into Team Cup with a good sense of direction. And what I suggest you do once you do those lists is working from those 3 lists every single day. 5 invitations or 5 conversations from each of your lists, if it's the 3 lists, or 3 from each of the 5 lists. So you're sending at least 15 new conversations every single day. And if you do this long, in depth enough this week, you won't run out of people to talk to for the month of Team Cup. And then after the first week, we can start cycling back and keep adding and growing and building. So it'll really give each of us a real good leg up. And just in general, it's good business practice. And I think that at least once every month, we'll spend a couple of minutes during a team call expanding on our lists, just kind of coming up with some new categories. So if you think of any that you noticed aren't on here, but are a good place where you're finding candidates or good prospects or people on your list, send them our way. Okay, I'm going to do a quick action item, then I'll turn off the recording because I realize it's still going, and I will open it up if anyone has anything to say. I'm sorry this meeting was kind of long. I shouldn't have loaded so much stuff in the beginning. But what I would like for you to do is to take that very last list that I gave you, and I will screenshot the page that I got that from, but with the list of characteristics. Any of the 5 people that you wrote down, for whatever reason, just reach out and tell them that you thought of them in that way. You're not the person who lost their job, obviously. I don't need to tell you that because you're intelligent people. But the person that you just like the most, who came to mind, someone who's enthusiastic, who came to mind, someone with a great smile, who came to mind, someone who's a natural leader or goal-oriented, who came to mind. And I just like to be upfront with them in that way and say, hey, My team was doing an activity tonight. I had to name a person who I thought was goal-oriented, and Nicole, you were the first person that came into my head. Just thought you should know. So paying people compliments is a really great way to serve with intention. So that's our action item. I'm going to thank you all for being on here. I'm going to stop the recording. I think I stopped the recording a couple times now. I don't really know, or just restarted it.
It says recording.
Yeah.